What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, somewhere in the world, a small, ordinary-looking coin is quietly resting in someone's pocket, unnoticed, unappreciated, and completely ignored, yet carrying a hidden value that could reach an estimated $12,000, a value so surprising that most people would never even imagine it, not because the coin looks rare, not because it shines differently, but because of something far deeper, something hidden within its details, its history. And the tiny imperfections that most people never even notice. And that coin is not made of gold, not ancient, not locked away in a collector's vault, but a simple Canadian 25-cent coin from the year 2009, a coin that millions of people have used, spent, and forgotten, yet a few rare versions of it have captured the attention of collectors across the world, turning what seems like loose change into a potential treasure. And the truth is, this is not just a story. This is not an exaggeration. This is the reality of the coin collecting world, also known as numismatics, where value is not defined by what you see at first glance, but by rarity, condition, and uniqueness, and sometimes the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. Because every coin begins its journey long before it reaches your pocket. It starts as an idea, carefully designed and engineered, especially in a country like Canada, where coins represent history, culture, and national pride. And in the year 2009, Canada was preparing for one of the biggest global events, the Winter Olympics of 2010, a moment that would bring international attention and national excitement. And to celebrate this, the Royal Canadian Mint, one of the most advanced and respected mints in the world, decided to release multiple designs of the 25-cent coin, each representing a different winter sport. Transforming ordinary currency into a collectible series, a treasure hunt that anyone could take part in. But before these coins could reach the public, they had to be created with precision, using a modern process known as multiply-plated steel, where a strong steel core is coated with layers of nickel, giving the coin its silver-like appearance while maintaining durability and efficiency, and every detail is measured. From the diameter of 23.88 millimeters to the weight of approximately 4.4 grams, even the ridged edge, known as reeding, serves a purpose rooted in history, originally designed to prevent the shaving of precious metal and today still acting as a subtle security feature. And when we look at the front side of the coin, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Susanna Blunt. A realistic and modern depiction that stands apart from traditional royal images, without a crown, reflecting dignity and continuity, surrounded by the inscriptions Elizabeth II and D.G. Regina, meaning by the grace of God Queen, connecting the coin to centuries of heritage. But the true excitement begins when we turn the coin over, because the reverse side is where the Olympic spirit comes alive, with multiple designs representing winter sports like hockey, curling, speed skating, and snowboarding, each coin becoming a miniature work of art, each one telling a story, and this variety alone increases interest among collectors. But what truly drives the value of certain coins to extraordinary levels, even to an estimated $12,000, is not just the design, but the presence of rare mint errors, because even with advanced technology, the minting process is not perfect, and sometimes small mistakes occur, creating coins that are completely unique. A coin might be struck off-center, shifting the design, or struck twice, creating a double image. Sometimes the plating process fails, exposing the darker steel core, or the dies develop cracks, leaving raised lines on the coin. And while these may seem like flaws in the world of collecting, they are highly desirable, because each error creates a one-of-a-kind piece, something that stands out among millions of normal coins, and rarity like this is what creates demand, and demand is what drives value. Especially when the coin is in excellent condition, because condition plays a critical role, with higher grades meaning fewer imperfections and greater desirability, and when a rare error coin is found in near-perfect condition, its value can increase dramatically, sometimes reaching thousands of dollars depending on collector interest. And this is why the idea of a Canadian 25-cent coin from 2009 being worth an estimated $12,000 is not just a fantasy, but a possibility under the right conditions. Although it is important to understand that not every coin will have this value, most are still worth face value, but the excitement lies in the possibility, in the chance that a rare variation might still be out there, waiting to be discovered, perhaps sitting in a jar of spare change or passing through hands unnoticed. And this is what drives collectors to search, to examine every coin carefully, a process known as coin roll hunting, where patience and knowledge are key, because recognizing a valuable coin requires attention to detail, understanding of minting errors, and awareness of subtle differences. And once a potentially valuable coin is found, it must be authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, which verify its authenticity, assign a grade, and protect it in a sealed holder, increasing its credibility and market value, and preservation is equally important. Because even the rarest coin can lose its value if damaged, which is why collectors handle coins carefully and store them properly, ensuring they remain in the best possible condition. And ultimately, the story of the 2009 Canadian 25-cent coin is a story about perspective, about looking beyond what is obvious, about understanding that value is not always visible, and that sometimes the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary potential. And the next time you receive change, instead of ignoring it, take a moment to look closely, because hidden within those everyday coins could be something remarkable, something rare, something valuable, perhaps even a coin worth an estimated $12,000, waiting quietly to be discovered by someone who simply chose to pay attention. Waiting quietly to be discovered by someone who simply chose to pay attention. And this is exactly where the story becomes even more fascinating, because once you begin to understand that hidden value can exist in something as ordinary as a coin, your entire perspective starts to shift. You begin to see coins not as simple pieces of metal, but as objects filled with possibility, each one carrying a unique journey. A journey that starts in the controlled environment of a mint and eventually travels through countless hands, countless transactions, and countless moments in time. And somewhere along that journey, a rare coin can quietly slip into circulation, blending in perfectly with millions of others, unnoticed, unrecognized, and waiting for the right person to find it. And what makes the 2009 Canadian 25-cent coin even more intriguing is the fact that it was produced during a time of innovation and high production volume, which means that while millions of coins were created, only a very small number contain the kinds of errors that collectors are searching for, and this imbalance between supply and rarity is what creates excitement, because the more coins exist, the more opportunities there are for hidden variations to appear. Yet at the same time, the chances of finding one specific rare error remain incredibly low, making each discovery feel like a true achievement. And for collectors, this is not just a hobby, it becomes a pursuit. A continuous search driven by curiosity and knowledge, because identifying a valuable coin is not just about luck. It requires an understanding of how coins are made, how errors occur, and how subtle differences can reveal something extraordinary. And this is where attention to detail becomes everything, because sometimes the difference between a common coin and one with an estimated value of $12,000 can be as small as a slight misalignment, a faint doubling of the design, or an unusual texture on the surface, details that most people would never notice, but to a trained eye, they stand out immediately. And this is why experienced collectors often develop a habit of carefully examining every coin they come across, turning a simple act into a moment of discovery. And this practice has given rise to a growing community of enthusiasts who engage in what is known as coin roll hunting, where individuals obtain rolls of coins from banks and search through them one by one, not just hopping for luck, but applying knowledge and patience, understanding that each roll holds potential, and that even if 99 coins are ordinary, the 100th could be something rare, something valuable, something worth far more than its face value. And this process is not just about finding valuable coins, it is about the thrill of the search, the excitement of the unknown, and the possibility that at any moment, something extraordinary could appear. And when such a coin is finally discovered, the journey does not end there, because the next step is authentication, a crucial part of the process that ensures the coin's legitimacy and determines its true value. And this is where professional grading services come into play, organizations like PCGS and NGC that specialize in evaluating coins with precision and expertise, examining every detail, confirming authenticity, signing a grade based on condition, and sealing the coin in a protective holder that preserves its quality. And this certification not only protects the coin, but also adds credibility, making it more desirable in the market, because collectors and buyers want assurance that what they are investing in is genuine. And once a coin is authenticated and graded, its value becomes clearer, influenced by factors such as rarity, condition, demand, and visual appeal, and when all these factors align. The result can be remarkable, with certain rare examples of the 2009 Canadian 25-cent coin reaching an estimated value of $12,000, a figure that seems almost unbelievable for something so small and so common at first glance, yet entirely possible within the world of collecting. And this is where the story takes on a deeper meaning, because it is not just about money, it is about discovery, about recognizing value where others see none. About understanding that even in a world filled with mass production and uniformity, uniqueness still exists, hidden in the smallest details, waiting to be found. And this idea extends beyond coins. It becomes a way of thinking, a reminder that opportunities often exist where we least expect them, and that sometimes all it takes is a closer look to uncover something truly special. And the 2009 Canadian 25-cent coin serves as a perfect example of this. A simple object that carries within it the potential for extraordinary value, not because of what it appears to be, but because of what it truly is beneath the surface. And as more people become aware of this, the interest in such coins continues to grow, increasing demand and further strengthening their position in the collector's market, creating a cycle where rarity and awareness combine to drive value even higher. And this is why stories of coins with an estimated value of $12,000 continue to capture attention, inspiring new collectors, encouraging curiosity, and reminding us that hidden treasures are not limited to distant places or ancient times. They can exist right here, right now, in the most ordinary form imaginable. And as you continue to move through your daily life, handling coins without a second thought, it is worth remembering that each one has a story, each one has a journey. And each one carries the possibility, however small, of being something more than it seems, something rare, something valuable, something waiting to be discovered. And perhaps the next time you receive change, instead of placing it aside without thinking, you will pause for a moment, take a closer look, and realize that within that small, simple coin, there might be a hidden story, a hidden rarity, and maybe, just maybe, a hidden value that could reach an estimated $12,000. If you enjoy videos about hidden treasures and rare coins, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop a comment telling me if you've ever found a coin you thought was ordinary but might actually be something special, because you never know, one small discovery could completely change your life.